Alright, this is the first video to get you started on your ZLA training. If you're not on Windows, you'll need to contact me for instructions. And if you have trouble with any of these steps, text me and I'll walk you through them. If you get behind, don't be shy about pausing the video anytime. The first thing we're going to do is configure your VS Pro software for ZLA. I'll start by downloading and opening datafiles.rar by clicking the download arrow on the right side of the post. When you hover your mouse over the file, you should see a little arrow on the right like this. Alright, it'll bring up a Save As dialog like this, and then I want you to select the desktop folder. It might say User Desktop or something similar. We'll select that folder. And then we'll save the file there. And you should see it pop up on your desktop. We're going to do the same for the vrc.ttf file, the sounds.rar file, and the profile for trainees.txt file. Okay, go ahead and download the 4 PDFs while you're at it. Alright, so now you should have the 8 files up on the desktop here like this. First one, let's find the VRC file, which is here. Right click on that. And click Install for all users. And then, to verify it's installed, hit the Windows key. And type WordPad there. And you should see a link pop up to WordPad. Go ahead and click on WordPad. Brings up an empty window like this, and right here is the font field. Let's go ahead and scroll through the list here to the V. And there we go, it's installed, this VRC terminal. Okay, so we can close that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here is we have to navigate to the VS Pro Scope folder. So go ahead and hit the Windows key and type File Explorer. Alright, and you should see a little Windows icon pop up that says File Explorer. Go ahead and click on that. And it should bring up a window like this. And I have VS Pro installed in the user files folder. Right here, VRC. Okay, then we want to open the sounds folder first. And you should see a list of WAV files here, ATC message all the way down the reminder. And then we're going to open up the sounds.rar. Just like that. And then you can ignore these messages. We're going to highlight all those and just drag them over. And replace. Okay. And once that's replaced, we can close out the sounds RAR file. And then hit the up one level, the little arrow here. And open up the profile for trainees.txt. Just move that to the side here. And then in this list here, we need to open up the vsproscope.ini file. Now, if you can't see the ini file, you might need to go to the view and change a couple things here. So let's go view, and then you make sure these two are checked here, hidden items and file name extensions. Alright, so let's make a copy, a backup copy of the original VS Pro Scope INI. So we'll hold down the control button and then just click and drag, and you'll see that little plus copy right there. And just let go. And when you let go, it makes a copy of it. Now I screwed up because I had both of them highlighted, so I'm going to delete this extra. So I'm just going to make sure it's just only that one selected, and I'm going to delete that. By holding down the shift key, hitting the delete button, get rid of that. Alright. So now that we have a copy right here that we just created, and then here's the original, we're going to open the original. And that's a default file from the factory. It's pretty empty. Alright, so we're going to go to Profile for Trainees and click anywhere, doesn't matter where, click anywhere in there and hit Control A as in Alpha. It highlights everything. Hit Control C as in Charlie. Then go back over here, hit Control A again, Alpha, and then Control V, Victor. That'll overwrite everything. Hit Save. A warning about the format. Just hit Yes. And then you can close that. Alright, now we need to open the scope and make sure that those changes worked. So we're going to double click on the EXE right here. And it brings up this menu. The first thing you'll notice is it has a ZLA ER. It should have a black background, not a white background. And then the video map should pop up like this. If that's what you're getting, that's a good sign. You'll see all these windows are already placed in a kind of organized. They may load on top of each other in one of the corners, or they may load off the screen and you may not have any of them. If that happens, if they load off the screen, let me know and I'll help you retrieve them. Otherwise, it should look like this to start. Alright, so go to the message I sent you and look for the JX display file I sent. And you open that, it should look like this. So I run a single 60-inch monitor, and I'm able to arrange all my windows in the way you see here in this photo. The large area on the left, right here, is my #1 primary radar display that I use for radar control. The weather panel is right here. The aircraft list is here. The flight plan window is right there. It's the controller window, the communications panel. This little tiny window right here is a handoff screen. And this window is my ground and tower display. Then we have the bottom right section here for the browser, where I can look up charts. Everything when I type in the chart codes, they pop up right here. If you're running separate monitors, multiple monitors, hopefully you have either a large monitor or multiple monitors, or you plan to get some. You'll need to tweak the layout a little bit. Maybe you'll run the primary radar display on monitor 1, and then you can run all of this stuff on monitor 2. If you have 3 monitors, it's even better. If you're only running 1 monitor, you can use this default layout that I sent you. That's kind of what I set it up for just the minimal space. This is what I would use if I was on a laptop or something like that. And with them set up like this, these little windows here, and actually this one's supposed to be here. It's not supposed to be covering that up. I don't know how that got there. These are supposed to be as far over here like this. There we go. That's how that's supposed to be. And these little top bars, you can double click them and they minimize and stay out of your way. So, whoops. Wasn't supposed to do that. But yeah, then if you need it, you go to the communications tab, or if you need the controller list, if you need the flight plan. Okay, and then it gives you more space for your screen. Pause the video here and take a second to arrange and size your windows how you need them so that they work for you. And when you come back, I'll explain what each window does and why I have it set up this way. All right, so first we need to check a few things to make sure everything loaded correctly. And we have to finish installing the sector. We have to install the sector file and the alias file and the POF. So let's do that really quick. I'm going to minimize the scope. And I still have this window here open. And we need to open data files. We haven't done that yet. Okay, and then we just take these three. These I downloaded off the website. One thing about it, hold on, let me do this. So just drag them over. Drop them, replace. Then we can close that. One note about the sector file. Is when you download it off of the website, it's going to have two color profiles in it. So every cycle I have to download it, and then I have to delete the other. So I'm going to show you that really quick. Okay, once you get through the comments, that's what these little semicolons are up here. I'm just doing the page down, page down, page down. I get through the comments. The very first thing will be MC colors for Marcus. It says MC colors, and it has a list, and then it has JX colors, and it has a list. So just delete the MC section, and then you'll end up with just that, and then you save it and then close it. I've already done this for you in the data files.rar, and it should be the October 30th, 2025 release. So if you need to update, you just go to the website, download the files from there, delete that MC colors, save, and then you're good to go. So I'll close that. I'm going to bring back the scope here. And once we have the scope back up, we're going to go .sf, Sierra Foxtrot for sector file. Enter. And it's going to say sector file reloaded, and then we're going to do .af. Alpha Foxtrot for alias file. It says alias file reloaded. So we're good to go. At this point, go ahead and go up here and hit Save Session Profile. Session Profile saved. Okay, so we just save our progress. And let's just verify a few more things. Let's go to the weather panel. You should have KAVX, that's Catalina Airport, all the way down to Fox Airport. Now notice that I have a scroll bar here. You may or may not have that, but if you do, just drag this down until that disappears, and then you'll have all the airports there, and everything will display. We'll show you that in just a second. You also notice that you have diagrams and video maps on the scope here. Let's zoom out just a little bit and look up here to the north. Right there, you should see 4A Antelope. Okay, 124.55, just that one line of text. And then if you look down here, you should see Pillow and Jack. Okay, if you see that, everything should be set up correctly. Alright, so let's just go to the settings, radar mode, make sure it's VRC. I use VRC mode because I get the stars radar symbol, the position symbol, and DSR-like data tag. You got color profile, make sure there's a color profile there, ART3, radar 2 dim. And if you have all of that, we're pretty good to go. So next we're going to click on General and bring this down here. And I don't use VHF modulation because it makes it hard for me to hear some of the foreign accents, hard to understand them. But if you can deal with it, if your audio works for you, I would recommend using that and checking that. But that's up to you. Otherwise, let's go through here really quick. You see the alias and POF are there. That's good. Hotkeys. Aircraft select. Go ahead and set your aircraft select. I use the number pad plus sign. Controller select, I've never used that. COM1, COM2 is important. You need to set a COM1 push to talk. I use the right control. And you need to set a COM2 push to talk. I use delete. They have to be different, and they both have to be set. If they're not both set or they're not different, neither radio will work. Okay, so that's real important. Over on the airspace tab, you can see I already have your arrival fields and your departure fields already laid out. And we have your data tag set to realistic data tag for the main radar scope. I'll explain that in a little bit. And there's not really anything else to worry about, so we hit OK. And it closes that little window. And if everything's checked out so far, let's go ahead and save it again. Alright, it's saved down here at the bottom. And by the way, I can change the size of this by holding down the control key and the up and down arrows. That's up, 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 down, 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 down. I tend to like about 10 to 12 lines when I'm controlling, but you can bring that all the way down to 3 if you want. That's the minimum. Okay. Alright, now we're going to go File menu, Connect. We're going to type a call sign in here, PE, I'm going to put PE_JX. And make sure your real name is your email that's associated with your Pilot Edge account. Mine is lifeisvision at Yahoo, so I'm going to put that in. You go ahead and put yours in. Okay, and then the password field. Those are the only 3 that you need to put anything in. The rest of them, facility, rating, certificate ID, none of that matters. And then make sure this should have Speedy selected. It looks like it already does. And then we hit connect. And there we go, it's connecting. Connected. All right, if you're all set, the first thing you're going to probably notice is the mode C looks a mess. I have the filters set as a dimmer to fix this. Every time you load the scope, you'll need to click filters off right here. Okay? And quick look on, like that. On the 2 minor screens here, display number 2 and display number 3, the local display, they don't have buttons, so you'll have to do it through the settings menu. Settings, filter, active, view, quick look. Settings, filter, active, view, quick look. For some reason we can't save that. I wish we could, so we have to do it every time we load. Okay, and if all that's working, then you're set up, ready to go. I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to load a target here. Okay. Alright, so notice the mode C went dim, but the targets stay bright. We still get our secondary symbols, and they stay nice and bright. This is how I control 99% of the time. If I need to see the mode C of a VFR target, I can turn the filter on. And so you'll see like this guy right here. We can turn that on and see he's at 5,600. Just to make sure you save it again. Minimize it or close it, and then come back to your desktop here. And we'll highlight all of these like that. Make sure they're all highlighted there. Actually, not the PDFs, sorry. You need the PDFs. Just the 4 files there. Shift key, delete key. And are you sure you want to delete? Yes, those 4. Alright, and that's it. So you got the software set up If you have any issues or any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and write them down for me so you don't forget. And when you're ready, you can move on to the next video.